Blackbird by the Beatles. Let's get straight on to this higher part, because this is the most controversial of picking patterns. Nobody, it seems, can agree how it's actually played. This is how I believe it to be played, and it is not how it is tabbed in most tab books, or even how you would see it tabbed online, because it's more of a little strum with the first finger than you may believe. So let's go for this section first of all, where we're going to pluck the first finger and have it at 10th fret, and have the third or little finger. I think because of some of the stretches in this, we should do it with our little finger. I think it would be better for most people. But the little finger or the third is at 12th fret of the second string. And we play those two together, thumb and middle finger on the second string and the fifth string. And then what we're going to do is with the first finger, we're going to play a down, up, and therefore we're using a little bit of the nail for this one, more than I would recommend in other picking patterns. With a down, up, little pick. Then we go back to the thumb, and we go up, down again, and if we just did that, we get this pattern. In a 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Now what happens on the record, and when I've watched many videos of Paul McCartney playing this live, is he kind of just strums the second string also. I believe he catches it with the first finger, more like this. And he's very much catching it more on the up than he is on the down. On the down, when that first finger picks as a down, he catches both, and then just the third string on its own. In my opinion, that's to my ear and from the videos that I have watched. Some people will say it sticks on this, some people will say it's totally different. As I say, this is controversial, no one can seem to agree. That is what I believe it to be. One, which is together, down, up, down, with that first finger. Together, down just the third string, up catching both, back to the thumb, up, down. So down, up, down. And that pattern repeats quite a few times, so I do really recommend doing it a few times and really cycling that and getting used to it. If you find that the strings are awfully high at this part of the fret and you can't, you know, hold it down, or something's wrong, you may want to get your guitar set up and to get the strings as close to the fret. You know, we're talking like a millimetre or two away of the fret would be ideal at this point. If it's quite high, this will be a lot more tricky. So the intro. We begin by playing essentially a G chord, but we only need the middle finger down. Then we always have this secondary picking pattern, which is much easier, which plays the second string and the root note of each chord together with the middle finger and thumb, and then the first finger goes in between each of those notes and always just plays the open G string. Okay, and the finger positions are the middle finger here, first finger where it would be on a C chord in the second position, and then back to how you would play a G chord, but would only need the string 5 and string 2 down. And as I say, you could play that with your little finger in case you think it's a bit too much of a stretch up there, because we need these to slide. You could play it with your thirds, entirely up to you. So if we just did the plucking first without the first finger, that's plucking 2 and 6. Then we're going to pluck 2 and 5 for the rest of the song. 1, 2, 3, sliding up to 10th fret. 1, 2, 3, and 10th fret and 12th fret. And what we need in between each of those is a downward pick with the nail on the open 3rd string. And then we'll do our picking pattern. Now you could pluck it up like this, that wouldn't make it incorrect. That's just not how I believe Paul McCartney plays it from the videos that I've watched. I believe he does it with a downward pick, which gives it this, it does sound an awful lot like a strum, and a lot more like a strum than when a lot of people play it and a lot of people cover it. And then we would do. So as I say, every time we come to play that pattern that we looked at first, it really needs to be there to be called upon. You can't pause and think about it. And that would be the intro and then the start of the first verse. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And then we have this far more complex section, which is why, as I say, you might want to play this one with your little finger, because we then have to stretch and do this from 3rd fret, stretching to 5th fret. And we play string 5 and 2 together again. In between each of these notes, you can't bar, because we're always going to need that 3rd string to ring out. And we're always going to do it with a little down pick. So pluck, fingernail, pluck, fingernail. That's how I would recommend. But finger positions first of all for the take these broken wings and learn to fly. For this, 3rd fret and 5th fret. And all that's going to happen, it's really good to visualize this. All that's going to happen is we're going to move up by 5 frets, one at a time. But just to cover this exactly how it would be played, it's going to be played by the 1st finger, then middle, and then 1st finger and middle and 1st. So if we just did that, middle, 1st, middle, okay? And then we have a little bit of dexterity here, because I would again play it with the 1st and little finger. Middle finger goes where we've already done it, and we move to this chord here, which means we go to the thinnest string with the 1st finger at 3rd fret, and we'll play that with the 3rd finger in accordance with the orthodox playing fingerstyle, where the thumb goes between any of the thicker 3 strings, and the 1st, 2nd and 3rd finger is assigned to those 3 strings like this. And to recap, position 1, position 2, 5th fret and 7th fret, position 3, and it's the same move. So 3rd fret and 5th, 3rd and 4th, 5 and 7, 5 and 6. Finishing at 7th fret and 8th fret, like this. And in between every one of those, we hit that open 3rd string. Then the 1st finger would move down by a fret. And then you would do the same in reverse. So that whole section, let's have a look at it a few more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we pause where we play this pattern again. Then we'll move down by first finger down by a fret. Then playing the first 3 chords that we did in reverse. And back to the pattern. One more time, really slow. 3, 4. Okay, so we've gone from this at the end of that sequence. 1 fret down, 1 fret down with both of them. Middle finger at the 2nd fret, open thumb at string 5, and to finish, D string and the 1st finger on the 2nd string like this. And then we're just back to the G. So that section from all your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. Okay? All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. And as a full walkthrough of all the main sections of the song, with all the chords, with really basic picking, we would go 3, 4. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Down a fret with the 1st finger. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arrive. And from there, we'll just keep that same picking pattern going. I always found that bit more difficult. I played it quite badly then. But yes, it keeps that pattern going, and it's always a little bit more fiddly to get the bass notes ringing out there. And those are all the components to that opening section, which I would call kind of section A. We then have this other section, which I really recommend if you haven't got this down yet. If that's sounding nothing like, take your time with that first section and get it correct. But we then have this other section, and all the quick links are down in the description below if you want to revisit this at any point, where we have Blackbird, fly. Which is a bit of a repetition of what we've already done, but the start is it covers some new positions. So here we start off at 8th fret and 10th fret, which is 2 frets down from where we started there. And then we play the minor position, which is the 1st finger down by a fret and this one down by 2 frets, okay? So here, 8 and 10, to 7 and 8, 5 and 6 again, the same sort of position, move down 2 frets, and then finally we'd have 3 and 5, and then going down to 1 and 3. So I really recommend using this first and little finger rather than the third all the time to make some of the stretches easier, but it's your call, which you can switch between them as I often do. But we would have black, that is 8 and 10, 7 and 8, 5 and 6, so the minor, and then major, because this is like a major bar chord and the other one's like a minor bar chord. 3 and 5 to 1 and 3, coming back to 3 and 5. And I always remember it, major, minor, minor, major, major, which is the same way that diatonic chords work from the opening chord, you know, like C major, minor, minor, major, major. So that's how I always remembered that section if I was always going to the wrong ones. Major, minor, minor, major, major. Major, minor, minor, major, major. And then we're finishing off in the same pattern as you're always waiting for this moment to arrive. Major, minor, minor, major, major. Major, minor, minor, major, major. To the light of the dark bright night. Let me cover that one more time. The second time we go through, major, minor, minor, major, major. We've done that one before. And then we're back to normal. So let's have a slow play through from the very top to try and give you these sections in total. The introduction, 2, 3, 4. Verse, blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you're only waiting for this moment to arrive. Revisiting that ending again. Another verse. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. B section, 3, 4. Major, minor, minor, major, major. Blackbird, fly. Repetition of the old ending. Into the light of the dark black night. And then we do have it's like the start of it and then the end of it. I do find that a bit harder. Just at the end there, it does always catch me out. But essentially that's how to play Blackbird by the Beatles. Do Do check out my other fingerstyle songs if you haven't already to try some easier ones, and also I have a full fingerstyle course coming out in September aimed at a beginner to improve a level fingerstyle, and I hope you really enjoy my lessons. Thank you very much for watching.